Jalen Duren, they saying that he can command a 40 ball. What you gonna do for this 40 ball? What you gonna do for this 40 ball? We all gonna ball for this 40 ball. At least $40 million. At least $40 million just to going rate. He'd be gone. I love Jalen Duren. He'd be gone. I just don't think he's Jokic or Joel Embiid. And could he turn into that? Absolutely. But if you paying him anywhere 40 million and up, or you paying Supermax, you gotta make sure he's Joel. He gotta be on that level. Now, let me keep it a bean. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna keep it a bean with y'all. Can he be that? I absolutely believe he can. Yeah, I absolutely can believe he can. Respectfully, I think he can be. I think he can be better than those guys. And not in the way he shoot better than just what he physically can do. He in shape. He quicker than in both of them. He fast. I think his shooting touch is coming around. You know what I'm saying? His shooting touch is coming around. So, hold on, let me see. So on average, he can almost get 60 million a year, in this deal. And if you're gonna pay somebody anywhere from 40 to 60, somewhere in there, you gotta make sure he is gonna be that. He gotta do it on both sides of the floor. Do I think he'll overcome the playoff woes? Yeah, I think he will. He's been a star at every level. I have no doubt that he could be the best player in the league, but 10 to 15 footer, keep working on the jump shot, keep working going over your left shoulder, over your right shoulder, going baseline with the fadeaway, working on your hook. I mean, he should look at Patrick Ewing and say, that's what I want to be. You know what I'm saying? But in general, I can supplement that. I can supplement that by going to Dallas and grabbing Gafford or Lively. I know one of them was hurt last year. Their whole team was hurt. If I can get Kyrie, Gafford, or I can go down there Lively, or I can get Max Christie, Gafford, Lively, somewhere in that. If I can poach Clay from there and get Gafford, Lively, and Clay, I'd rather do that than try to get Robert Williams here, or try to get Kristaps Porzingis, keep Stu, Porzingis, or Lively, or go with B-Ball Paul, Stu, and then bring in a Lively, a Gafford, or Kristaps Porzingis, and rotate them in. Or, Mitchell Robinson to rotate. I'm going to pretty much go that route. I don't know who all available. Most likely, I would say, hey, I might go look to get the Sabonis. You can get Gaffley or Lively. You can get Nicholas Claxton. You can go Claxton, Porzingis, Stu. And you can probably get, that production that you can get from there. From that five. I'm just being God honest truth. And then I can go over there and grab my homeboy. I can still find a way to grab a Levine, a Monk, a Kyrie, or a Markkanen, or Trey Murphy, or something like that. I would just rather, I don't think that position is important as it was pre-Jordan or during that Jordan era as it was. I don't think it's important as when Shaq, Olajuwon, David Robinson, Bill Walton, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you know what I'm saying? Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell. I don't think it's that important. Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson. I don't think it's important when you take Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan. I just don't think the position is that important no more, respectfully. I just don't. If I can go get a Valanciunas and, and go B-Ball Paul and Stu, I'll do that. Even if I took the Mara kid from Michigan, I take the Mara kid. I found a way to get a Porzingis or somebody else like a Claxton, Lively, and keep Stu. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm just gonna do it by value. I'm gonna do it by as a team. I think you can get that value in the middle of that defense. And you got to think about it also, keeping Asar and keeping Jalen Duren, it limits you. I think one of the things, Stu kind of bring that stretch five effect. But to be honest with you, Can you go get a stretch five that can help you stretch it out a little bit more? It ain't got to be the greatest stretch five of all time. But if you had to ask me on some real stuff, wherever he wanted to go, if I signed and traded him and I can bring back Austin Reeves in the backcourt for a good price, not a super max. If I could sign and trade him to Dallas and you give me Lively or Gafford, whatever y'all prefer, I can bring back Kyrie, Lively, Gafford, or Clay. If I could some way sweeten the deal and swap Clay for Max Christie and Kyrie and Gafford or whatever, however it go. Even if it's not Kyrie involved, I could take the Lively and Gafford motherfucker and I could be good and I'll try to swing a Porzingis or a stretch five and keep it all together. Keep a B-ball Paul. You know what I'm saying? I would rather break it down that way because I can find. But if he blow up and be great, I mean, you're going to regret it. But the problem is you got Duren and Asar Thompson in that same lineup, and that becomes a problem. Because now with K, I gotta get another scorer next to K, and I gotta get another shooter. I gotta keep shooters. I gotta keep shooters. So even if they do keep Jalen Duren, you still gonna need somebody that's in that Kristaps Porzingis mode that can stretch that out. Personally, if you asking how I'm literally moving just off the top of my brain with this, I want to sign and trade him somewhere. At that point, I want to trade to get the Yaxel guy. I'll probably bring back Tobias and Yaxel to man that forward position. If I could trade him to Dallas and get Kyrie, get Gafford or Lively, and I can get a Christie or Klay Thompson or somewhere in that deal, I'll do that. Okay? I try to see what's going on with Malik Beasley. Then I try to swing a guy like Monk, and I try to find an additional shooter out there. Another shooter. So my lineup next year will be Cade, Kyrie, Tobias back at the four with Yaxel. I think Yaxel may overcome him at some point. Gafford in the middle. If I can find a way to sign Porzingis, I would. Just to not say he start. Gafford Lively in the middle. And then at my 3 spot, I got Thompson. Thompson. So somewhere in there, I'm trying to thinking like that. If I can get Malik Monk or somebody that can give me some get jiggy with it off the bench, that's what I want. I want as well too. But if I can swing Christie, Kyrie, and Gaffley and Lively, or even if I get Clay off the bench, you can start. You can come off the bench. Or you can come off the bench in that Kyrie. I can get Clay off the bench with Jenkins, Stu. I can add a Porzingis, something like that. I'm happy with that too. But, we'll see what's going on. But I don't know, this is off the top. But if me personally, I'm probably going to the point where I'm trying to sign and trade him. If I can bring back an Austin Reeves, probably for cheaper in the backcourt, I don't really mind it. I think he could score and do some things in the backcourt. But, I like the way he played with Luka. But we'll see what happens. Peace.